What's up, family? Man, I bless each and every one of you. May God continue to guide you, keep you, comfort you, aid you in your growth and development, as well as the healing stages of your life. Family, man, we got to grow up emotionally. I don't know who this is for, but man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? They see you now. You know what I mean? They see you now, and it's killing them. You know, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? And it's going to be what it's going to be. You know, so often, so many of us, you know, that man, we've done the work of dealing with our trauma and our pain and our suffering. You know, God has used so many of us to go into the lives of others to give them hope, you know, to inspire them, to challenge them to grow and to be the best version of themselves. And man, they didn't see you for what you were. You know what I mean? Yeah, the sex may be and all that, you know, initially, you know, the excitement of being with you, you know, after all that stuff wore off, you know what I mean? After they got real comfortable and complacent, man, they went right back into their old behaviors. You know, they went right back into their own toxic, destructive, you know, self-sabotaging behaviors, you know, and they refused to recognize that you were God sent. They refused to recognize the fact that, man, you were a blessing in their life. They refused to recognize that God sent you to be a beacon of hope, a beacon of love, a beacon of inspiration, to challenge them and to encourage them to keep pushing forward, you know, to keep moving. And man, they moved, but they went backwards. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. You know, you can't stop that. You can't change that. It is what it is, you know. And so many people think that, oh man, you were on some low vibrating frequency. That's why you hooked up with them in the first place and da da da. Man, that's not always true. You know, we got to grow up and stop trying to put everything in a box. You know what I mean? We got to grow up emotionally. Some of us were God sent. You know what I mean? Some of us have pure hearts. Some of us have great intentions. You know what I mean? Some of us, this don't apply to everybody. Doesn't mean that we're perfect. But some of us have been sent into people's lives, you know, and after, you know, it broke and fell apart, you know what I mean? And we looked at some stuff in regards to us, and we knew that our intentions were pure. We knew that our intentions were right, you know, but there were some lessons that we had to learn still, even though we were with this person. You know what I mean? There were some things that God wanted to show us about us still. You know what I mean? Don't get it all twisted and act like, man, you perfect and you ain't got to learn nothing from this situation. You know, yeah, there's some stuff you still got to learn about you. You know, we continue to grow. We continue to evolve. Our light grows even brighter. You know what I mean? But this person, man, they're catching hell. They're catching hell. And they're going to be catching hell for a while until they grow up emotionally and deal with their pain and their suffering, their trauma. They're going to catch hell. Why? Because they chose, whether it's out of ignorance or whatever, they chose to hurt one of God's. They chose to hurt one of the elect. They chose to hurt one of the chosen ones. They had this gift and rejected it. And you know, it's a trip because so many people, they talk about, oh man, Jesus Christ and Yahshua, whatever you want to call him, you know, being the Son of God and blah, blah, blah. And him being present in the Jewish culture's life, and how they rejected him, how they abandoned him, how God sent him to be this beacon for them. And they rejected him. And the trip is what God had to show me is Elijah. That's a lot of y'all. Stay with me. That's a lot of y'all. Again, this don't apply to everybody. This message does not apply to everybody who's going to watch this video. But those that have ears to hear, let them hear. Again, some of us, like Jesus Christ or Yahshua, the Messiah, whatever you want to call him, was sent into people's lives to be a blessing to them. And for whatever reason, those people could not accept him, receive him for who he was. They didn't believe that he was who he was. And that's just like so many of us. We've been sent into people's lives and they rejected us. They dogged us out because they didn't put in the work. They refused to put in the work, the emotional, spiritual work to grow up and see us for who they were or who we were in their life. And the struggle is because we loved them, because we thought the world of them, we tried to show them even more so. And because of some of the things that we need to work on, we tried to show them more. And God was like, nah, man, nah. You ain't got to kiss these motherfuckers' ass. You know what I mean? You ain't got to bow down to these motherfuckers and worship them. Man, fuck them. They don't want to accept you for who you are. Man, shake the dust off your foot and keep it fucking moving. They don't want you for who you are. Man, fuck they raggedy ass. They gonna learn. They gonna learn today. You know that, man, they had a blessing. They had a gift. They had a prize from heaven. And they rejected it. They abandoned it. They threw it away. And their karma is that they're going to have to live with that. They're going to have to carry that. And they're going to watch you grow up. They're going to watch you blow up. They're going to watch you glow up. They're going to watch your light shine. And no matter how much they try to tear you down, no matter how much they try to destroy your reputation and all that other foolishness, they're going to have to watch you elevate. And there's nothing that they could do about it. See, because they thought it was all about them. See, and so as God starts raising you up, he's going to start demoting them. Their life is going to start crashing and falling down around them as they're looking at you being elevated. And it's not that we're doing it. We just continue to do the work. We're just continuing to be who we are. And because we're in alignment with God, Source, Universe, the Most High, things are always working out for us. And the trip is, they know that, but they didn't want to believe it. They didn't want to believe that you were that. Because the truth is, they didn't believe that they can get that. They didn't believe that they deserved that. They didn't believe that God loved them enough to give them one of us. And that's what it's going to come down to. They're going to have to grow up emotionally and deal with their abandonment issues and all their insecurities and fears and self-hatred and all that other stuff. They're going to have to deal with all that. And they're going to come to the understanding that, damn, I fucked off a great thing. Because the truth is, I didn't think I deserved it. I fucked off a great thing. Because the truth is, I was scared that they were going to see me for who I am. And they were going to abandon me and reject me and da. So they wanted to do all the rejecting first. They want to do all the abandoning because they've been sick and tired of being abandoned. They've been sick and tired of being left and just kicked to the curb. So they want to make sure that they got you before you got them. Even though that was not your intention. You was never going to leave them. You were never going to abandon them. But their fear was that you were going to leave them. Their fear is that you were going to see them for who they are and not want them anymore. And they couldn't handle being abandoned again because of all the people that have abandoned them before, because they haven't dealt with their issues. And the regret, the shame, the humiliation, the anger that they're going to have to process from having a great one, a chosen one in their life and walking away from it. Man, it is what it is. And then seeing how God continues to bless us, how God continues to elevate us. And the fact that they know, damn, I could have been right there. I should have been right there with them. I could have been elevating right there with them. But instead, my life is crumbling. My life is falling apart. And it seems as though they're living their best life. They're taking luxury vacations. Their skin is looking good. They're looking younger instead of getting older. They're happy. They're full of peace. They're full of joy. And I could have been right there with them, living my best life. And now I'm going through the worst stages of my life. And it's gonna fuck them up. It's gonna destroy them. And when I say destroy them, it's going to crush them. And it's not that we want that, but we understand that, man, that's what it's going to take for you to eventually get to a place of, man, okay, not only did I fuck up, I got to deal with my shit. I got to deal with my shit. Some of them aren't, and it is what it is. They ain't got nothing to do with us. Some of them finally gonna get it, and they're gonna see it for what it is. They'll finally see us for who we are. Some of them won't. The bitterness, the anger, the hatred that they're gonna have towards us, because they're not gonna want to grow up, because they live in a perpetual victim state. They're going to blame you for the demise of their life. They're going to blame you and hate you, despise you, because you're glowing, because you're shining bright, because you're looking good. And they didn't have anything to do with it. And the fact that everybody around them see you for who you are. And they know that this one fucked up again. But this time, they epically fucked up. And it is what it is. Again, we don't wish that on anyone. We just want everyone to grow and evolve. We want everyone to heal and become the best version of themselves. We don't hate anybody. We've been dogged out, abandoned, rejected, kicked to the curb and all that, but we don't hate anybody. We truly, genuinely love. We forgive. But don't get it twisted and assume and think that because we forgive, that we're suckers. Because Source, Universe, God has a way of turning shit around and slapping the dog shit out of you with a fucking reality check about fucking with one of his. And again, it don't matter whether you think we're one of his. It don't matter whether you think that we're a chosen one or we're part of the elect. God didn't ask your fucking opinion. You gotta grow up. Hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to even challenge your way of thinking. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.